The tray trembled in my hand, but not from fear. From confirmation. Table 12. Corner booth. Candlelight reflecting in her wine glass. She was smiling the way she used to smile at me, soft, conspiratorial, intimate. And sitting across from her wasn't a stranger. It was my brother. Daniel leaned back in the booth like he belonged there. Like he belonged beside her. I adjusted the black apron, kept my head down, and walked past them. The fake mustache itched. The cap shadowed my eyes. Months of suspicion had led me to this moment. And there they were, laughing. Lena and I had built something once. 10 years. A small house with blue shutters. Sunday morning coffee on the porch. Shared bank accounts. Shared passwords. Shared dreams. Daniel had been at our wedding. Best man, he'd toasted to loyalty. Family above everything, he'd said. I believed him. I believed her too. She used to press her forehead against mine when I was stressed. Used to trace circles on my palm at night. She said I was her anchor. But anchors can drown you. It started small. Her phone face down. Late yoga classes. A new perfume that wasn't for me. Then one night, while she showered, her laptop lit up. A message preview. Tomorrow. Same place. I miss you already. No name, just an initial. D. I didn't confront her. I've never been a man of explosions. I prefer implosions. Instead, I watched. I installed a tracker in her car. Not illegal. Registered under my name, our name. I checked phone records through our shared account. One number repeated, frequent late. Daniels. I remember sitting in the dark living room. The only light coming from my phone screen, staring at his name. I didn't cry. I calculated. For weeks, I built my case. I moved half of our joint savings into a separate account under a business restructuring clause she never bothered to read. I met quietly with a lawyer, a ruthless one. I gathered screenshots, location logs, call histories. And today, when the tracker pinged at that restaurant, I made a call to a friend who owned the place. I told him I needed a uniform and anonymity for an hour. He didn't ask questions. Now, I was standing 10 feet from the two people who had rewritten my life behind my back. I approached the table beside them. Water refill? I asked, altering my voice. They didn't look at me. Good. Daniel reached across the table and touched her hand. I'm tired of hiding, he said. Her voice dropped to a whisper. He'll find out. He won't, Daniel replied. He trusts us. Us. I felt something cold settle in my chest. Not rage, not heartbreak. Clarity. Then Lena said the one thing that almost made me drop the tray. After the divorce, we'll tell him it just happened. He won't fight it. He hates conflict. I almost smiled. They really didn't know me. The rest unfolded exactly as I designed. First move. I sent the evidence package to my lawyer while still standing in that restaurant bathroom, staring at my reflection in a waiter's cap. Second move. I scheduled an emergency shareholders meeting for Monday. Daniel and I co-owned a logistics company. What he didn't know was that his recent cash advances to impress my wife violated the operating agreement. I had the paper trail. Third move, I transferred the deed of the house into a trust 3 weeks ago, under asset protection advice. Legal, tight, unbreakable. They thought they were planning my exit. I was drafting theirs. The confrontation happened 2 weeks later, not in private. In the boardroom, Daniel walked in confident. Lena wasn't there. She didn't know yet. I slid a folder across the table. What's this? He asked. Your future, I said calmly. Inside were the financial discrepancies, the clause he'd breached, the buyout terms triggered automatically by misconduct. You're removing me? His voice cracked. I already did. He went pale. You can't. I can, and I have. Silence filled the room like smoke. Then I added almost gently, family above everything, remember? He didn't speak after that. Lena found out that evening. She came home to an empty closet. My side cleared out. Papers on the kitchen counter. Divorce filings. Evidence attached. She called me 37 times. I answered once. How long? She demanded, her voice shaking. Long enough, I replied. It was a mistake. No, I said. It was a choice, repeatedly. There was silence. Then softer, almost desperate. Where will you go? I looked around the new apartment. I'd secured weeks ago, minimal, clean, mine. Forward, I hung up. Daniel lost his stake in the company within a month. Reputation spreads fast in our industry. Misconduct, breach of trust. Investors don't like that word, trust. Lena tried to salvage something from the divorce. There was nothing left to take. I'd protected every asset, every vulnerability. The only thing I hadn't shielded was my heart. But even that healed faster than I expected. Sometimes I think back to that restaurant. The candlelight. The way they leaned toward each other, believing they were safe inside their little secret. They thought I was weak because I was quiet. They mistook stillness for ignorance. They never understood that I was listening, planning, becoming. Betrayal is a sharp blade, but in the right hands, it becomes a scalpel, and I made sure to cut precisely.